after this presentation, we're gonna give opportunities to our international brokers and sales associates to expand more or to explain more about our projects in the Philippines with SMDC. Yes, so as you all know, SMDC is SM Development Corporation. Yeah. Okay, so the country's gross domestic product grew by 6.2% in 2018. And trade, construction, and manufacturing were the main drivers of growth for the quarter. And the GDP slowed down, quarter 3 versus second quarter of 2018, but was primarily due to softer consumer spending due to higher inflation rates. That's 5.9 for the fourth quarter, and a drag on growth from the external sector. And moving forward, inflation is expected to soften with the decline in global crude oil, the normalization of food supply conditions, and the stabilization of the peso. Yeah, and private consumption grew also for 5.2% in annual terms. Okay, for one in third quarter. So for 28 consecutive quarters of sustained growth, it shows that it's really best time or great time to invest in the Philippines. Yeah, and among the countries in Asia, we are on top 5, and in Southeast Asia, we are on the third level. Yeah. So in spite of the slowdown, this 2018, the Philippines remains one of the fastest growing economies in the region and in the world. And the outlook for 2019 remained positive with a GDP growth of forecast of 6.7% for 2019. So this optimism is due to the strong macroeconomic fundamental and high growth prospects, robust public and private investment, strong foreign direct investment, domestic consumption, increasing remittances from overseas Filipino workers, and the growing business processing outsourcing industry, or the BPO, in the country. And of course, the infrastructure spending or the infrastructure projects of our government nowadays, now in the Philippines. So the Build program of the administration now is part of the 10-point socioeconomic agenda of the current administration, which aims to reduce poverty. And the program lists 75 flagship high-impact projects that are envisioned to increase the productive capacity of the economy, create jobs, increase incomes, and strengthens the investment climate, leading to sustained inclusive growth, thus uplift the lives of the Filipinos and anyone who decides to reside in the Philippines. Yeah. Okay lang po kayo? Yes. Yeah, as you can see, we have this 2.3 overseas Filipino workers who are really our, what we usually call bagong bayani, or what we really look up to, kasi they are one of the drivers of growth of the economy of our country. Yeah. Yes. So as you can see, it's we have this $25 billion just with the remittances, which account for 10% of the gross domestic product of the country. Yeah. And aside from that, as we have said, the business processing outsourcing in the country, it's really one of the drivers of growth of the economy. Which of course gives 1.3 million job opportunities. Okay. Yeah. So aside from the remittances and the BPOs, we also have this Philippine offshore gaming operators, which we have 57 licensed what we call POGOs or Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators as of September 2018, employing some estimated 250 to 300,000 individuals, mostly from mainland China. And this industry has bolstered the local economy, in particular the food and real estate industry, both residential real estate, sales and office, and residential leasing. And most of the POGOs are located in the Bay Area. So that's where this Mall of Asia and the office of SMDC is located. And they are occupying office spaces ranging from 10,000 to 30,000 square meters. Yeah. I mean, if you do have questions, our sales associates and brokers can address that later on. Okay. Yeah. So, in addition to that, of course, one of the drivers of growth of the economy is, of course, the tourism, as you all know. I mean, meron po ba tayong, do we have, of course, we have non-Filipinos here, but does everybody here inside this room been to the Philippines? No. Sige. Tinanong ko lang po. So, international tourist arrivals to the Philippines rose by 7.65% to 127 million visitors for 2018, and above the 7% average growth of tourism in Asia and the Pacific. And Japan is the fourth largest source market of tourists for the Philippines, with arrivals last year rising by 8.15%. I mean, I think right now on first rank, it's the Korea, followed by China. Ang mga Canadians kailan mapapasama? Yeah. Okay. Yes. And due to that influx of tourism in the country, of course, we have this increase in the demand for the temporary housing, which, I mean, that's what SMDC is offering right now, the short-term and long-term leasing. Okay. Let's now, okay. So, yeah, it says there, in just 13 years, we are able to launch 43 projects under SMDC. And it's really still counting. We still have more projects to be launched next year. And actually, just this month, we had launched this newly project in the area of Parañaque, near the airports. It's the Gold Residences. Yeah. So, as the same as the other developers, of course, they are promoting that their projects or their condominium projects are, of course, in prime locations, transit-oriented, and they have these hotel-type lobbies and resort-like amenities. So, what is the edge of SMDC? What makes us different from them? Yes? Yes, I mean, usually the developers will always put their project in prime location. So what makes us different or ahead of them is most of the projects or most of the vertical communities that the SMDC is building is integrated with, of course, with the SM malls, which add up to the convenience and comfort of the unit owners, right? And also of the prospect clients. And in addition to that, this is the usual dilemma of especially of OFWs or foreign investors, that they are not. I mean, they are not living in the country. I mean, they are not in the Philippines. So we have these professional property management, wherein if you're gonna invest or you're gonna get a unit, just a sort of investment in the Philippines, you don't have to worry who would look after your unit. So we have this professional property management to take care of your unit, of course. Yeah. Okay. I think this was already explained by your brokers and property specialists. Okay. Yeah, so we, okay. Okay, what I could add up is actually, if you're gonna invest in the vision and mission of SMDC, why they let us, come here, to be deployed internationally or to reach to our fellow Filipinos outside the country, is to encourage them to invest in the Philippines. Why? Because if not Filipinos or foreign investors could see, the advantages of investing in the Philippines, bakit hindi po tayong di ba, kapwa natin Filipinos? Why? We actually have, me personally, I see these three great opportunities of investing in the Philippines. One is for us overseas Filipino workers who are really working hard outside the country just to send money to their families, to make it a point that they will have a good life. Owning a unit with SMDC will give you the opportunity to have a real property, and at the same time could be a source of passive income, right? And with the terms of payment that the SMDC is offering, it's not really, one time, big time. There, especially if the projects are pre-selling, it's really easy for us to invest. Just to pay the monthly, right? I definitely that were explained by your international brokers and sales associates. So, number one is for you to have your own property in the Philippines. That could be your primary home or secondary home. And second one is to be a source of income when it comes to rentals. Yeah. And aside from that is, of course, if you are given the chance to be our marketing partners, of course we have this incentives and referral fees. So those are the opportunities that the SMDC is really would like to share with you. Owning, it's like you're investing your money sa bank, diba? It doesn't really grow like how the properties in the Philippines are appreciating, right? So that's also one thing that SMDC could offer you. So if you do have questions and concerns, please address it to our. You can ask your international brokers and sales associates, and we'll be really. We're here to help you, of course. So thank you so much. See you. Nag-enjoy po ba ang lahat sa lunch? Oh, that's great. Thank you.